guitar enthusiast, Lauren Bateman here, and I'm going to show you how to play Tom Petty's Free Falling using three very simple chords. Technically, it's one chord. I'm going to show you what I mean about that in a minute. But before we get started, I want to make sure you have a capo. We're going to put a capo on the 3rd fret of the guitar, and we're going to start right there. So what we need is a D chord, okay? Very popular chord, and it sounds like this when you have the capo on your guitar. It's a little bit brighter sounding. And now, just so you know, if you've never used a capo before, we're gonna play the chords relative to the capo. What does that mean? It means this is no longer the 4th fret, this is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, so forth, and so on. So if you are trying to get familiar with the D chord, it is the 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, the 2nd finger on the high E string and on the 2nd fret as well, and then the 3rd finger at the 3rd fret of the B string, all right? And it's the bottom 4 chords that we're gonna be strumming. And all you need to know is this D chord, all right? We're not gonna move our hand from this position, but I'm gonna show you 2 other chords related to this one. So the first one is, I'm gonna show you D sus2, and all you have to do is you have to lift up your 2nd finger off the high E string. Okay, so it's just playing open like that. So we have a D chord, and then if you lift up your 2nd finger, it's gonna sound like that. That's D sus2. So put that finger back down, and then lift it up. So we have D sus2, back to D. All right, so that's the 2nd chord. The 3rd chord is we're gonna put our pinky down on the high E string now. Much brighter D chord. This is called D sus4. Okay. So we have D sus4, lift up the pinky, D chord, lift up the 2nd finger, D sus2. Okay, and there you go. We got Free Falling. Now, you're probably listening to that going, Lauren, is that how we're going to strum it? No, I'm going to show you very simply how to strum this and make it sound good, and we're going to do a playthrough at the end as well. We're just going to start off with the timing, okay? There are very specific accents in this song. So to start off, our rhythm is going to be played over 2 measures of music. Now, measures of music, think of them as like a dollar bill, and there's 4 quarters. So we're going to count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's called the measure of music. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 2nd measure of music. All right, so when I'm explaining these strumming patterns, you're going to see some numbers popping up over here. It's referring to the measure. The first measure is going to start on a D chord, and we're going to strum down, and then we're going to put our pinky down for D sus4. Okay, now the timing of that is in between the 2 and the 3. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the numbers in music are what we call the downbeat, and the ands are what we call the upbeat. So if you imagine tapping your foot to music, you tap down on the downbeat, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you tap up on the upbeat, all right? So this rhythm, this first measure is a D chord and then a D sus4 chord. And we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, okay? All down strums. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's the timing of our first measure, okay? So if you got that D chord, you're just putting that pinky down, and you got the first half of the strumming pattern. The second half, our next measure, is going to be starting on the D sus4. So you don't do anything, you leave your fingers in place, and it's going to be 1 and. Very quickly, we're going to lift that pinky up to go back to D. 1 and then we're going to lift up that 2nd finger on the bottom string, and 1 and 1 and. That's our count. Now for you, all you have to do is hum along with it, all right? If you can hum an accent, you don't need to know what the count is. A lot of students, great, it's good to know why we're doing what we're doing, but in music, eventually we just want to be able to feel the music. So I tell people, if you can sing it, you can play it. Okay, so if I just think about this rhythm and I sing, so if you think about the song, you can hear that in the music. So we've got the count just happens to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 okay, so you can see I don't need to know what the count really is if I can hum along to it. So let's just try that a couple times. Let's just see if we can get in with the timing. I'll start by counting and then I'm going to remove the count so that you can work on your timing. All right, so let's take it from the D chord. I'm just going to count to 4 and then we'll start playing. So go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Here we go. One more time. Okay, so when I stopped counting, were you able to start humming and keep that rhythm, keep that timing? If yes, awesome. If no, don't worry. Pause the video, go back, play through it again. Or if you have to slow me down, use the settings cog, slow me down, okay? So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take you through the first 2 verses. We'll play a little bit of intro, get our timing. We're gonna do the first 2 verses and then the chorus, just so you can get a feel for what this sounds like over the actual lyrics. All right, ready? I'm going to count us in. I'm going to try and use about the tempo of the song. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and here we go. She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus and America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses and a boyfriend too. Oh, well, it's a long day living in Reseda. There's a freeway running through the yard, and I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart, and I'm free. I'm free falling. Oh yeah, I'm free. I'm free falling. Now that entire song is based around the foundation of that rhythm. And eventually, as you progress and become a better guitar player and a better strummer, you can start filling that in. Okay, you can start making it sound better. But in the beginning, we got to keep things simple. Focus on the foundation, the timing, and the rhythm. And as you become a better player, then you can make things sound a lot cooler. And if you're looking for another very, very simple 3-chord song to play, I would recommend checking out my Simple Man Guitar Lesson right over there. Super fun song, great for beginners, and uses only 3 simple chords.